What if the secrets to surviving, thriving, and living peacefully on Earth were never locked in textbooks, but passed down by firelight? What if answers to our modern chaos lie hidden in the world's most remote corners? There are ancient tribes, real people who still live with the forest, the mountain, the sea. From the Amazon rainforest to the frozen Arctic, each of them holds knowledge modern science is just beginning to rediscover. Whether it's healing plants, animal communication, or a spiritual connection to the earth, what they know will blow your mind. They don't just observe nature. They dance with it, talk to it, and trust it like family. So take a breath, open your eyes, and prepare to see the world differently. In our search for progress, we've forgotten how to listen, but these tribes never stopped. In this video, we'll uncover 10 astonishing tribes who live in true harmony with nature. This isn't just a documentary, it's a journey back in time, into mystery, survival, and truth. Because the ones we call primitive may be the last ones who truly understand life. Let's begin with the first tribe. In the heart of the Amazon, where sunlight filters through layers of emerald leaves, lives the Yanomami, one of the largest, relatively isolated tribes in South America. They hunt with blowguns, gather fruits and medicinal plants, and live in circular communal houses called shibonos. Each person has a role, each action, a consequence. For the Yanomami, the forest is not a resource. It is a sacred web of life that provides, protects, and punishes. Through powerful hallucinogenic rituals using a plant called yopo, they claim to communicate with spirit beings, asking for healing, guidance, or protection. These visions aren't just symbolic, they believed to be literal journeys through the soul of the jungle. To most of the world, this rainforest is wild and dangerous. But to the Yanomami, it is home, a living, breathing relative. It's their deep spiritual connection to the jungle. The Yanomami believe that everything, every tree, animal, river, even the wind has a spirit. And when a tree is cut or an animal is hunted, a ritual of respect is performed. They don't just take, they ask. Their world is built on balance. But it's not just their survival skills that make them incredible. The Yanomami's knowledge of medicinal plants. Modern scientists have only scratched the surface of the Amazon's pharmacy. The tribe, however, has used its leaves, roots, and fungi to cure fevers, snake bites, infections, and more centuries before medicine had a name. Their shamans, or zapiri, are like forest translators. One of the most fascinating aspects? Yet today, they face grave threats. Illegal gold mining and deforestation don't just destroy trees, they unravel a culture, a knowledge system, an entire world, but the Yanomami are fighting back peacefully. They speak out, they organize, and they remind us that to destroy the forest is to destroy ourselves. So the next time you hear the wind in the trees, remember, somewhere deep in the Amazon, the Yanomami are listening too. The next tribe is the San Bushmen. Long before written language or kingdoms, the San Bushmen were already here whispering with the land, reading its signs and walking its sands with unmatched grace. What others might see as empty wilderness, they see as a living library. Every footprint in the sand, every bent twig, every shift in the wind tells a story. Around flickering fires, they speak of trickster gods, healing spirits, and the stars above. Their rock art found in caves across southern Africa is among the oldest in the world. Encroaching farms, diamond mines, and modern governments have pushed them from their ancestral lands. Give back when you can. Live small, live wise. But they endured, teaching their children the tracks, the plants, the stories, refusing to be forgotten. Animals dance across sandstone walls, and shamans are drawn mid-transformation, caught between man and spirit. These are not decorations. They are maps of the soul, expressions of trance and truth. They are the original trackers, and their knowledge is so precise. Some can follow an animal across bare rock for days. They are believed to be one of the oldest continuous cultures on Earth, their bloodlines stretching back over 20,000 years. The San people live in the arid plains of the Kalahari Desert, where survival is a daily test and they pass it with silent mastery. But the San's genius lies not just in tracking, but in living lightly on the land. They hunt with poisoned arrows and gather roots, berries, and tubers. And when they kill an animal, it is with humility. A small bow, a soft prayer, a thank you whispered to the earth. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is taken without reason. The dancers stomp the earth, clap, and chant in rhythmic unity, entering a state called Kier, a deep altered consciousness. In this state, the healer or shaman is believed to pull sickness from bodies and mend broken spirits. Western science may call it placebo or ritual, but to the San, it is power, proven through generations. Storytelling runs in their blood. Speaking of trance, the San are known for their healing dances, where the entire community gathers under moonlight. Yet, like so many ancient cultures, the San are threatened. What makes the San Bushmen extraordinary is not just their age or their skills, it's their philosophy. They believe in enough. Take only what you need. In a world obsessed with more, the San remind us of something sacred. Sometimes the oldest path is the truest one. The next tribe is the Korowai. Hidden deep within the rainforests of southeastern Papua, Indonesia, the Korowai people live unlike any other tribe on earth, high above the ground, in towering tree houses that seem to float among the clouds. Some of these homes are perched more than 100 feet in the air, balancing on stilts as tall as coconut trees, far above the forest floor. But why build so high? It's a matter of survival and symbolism, protection from floods, insects, and even spirits, as well as a way to assert strength and unity in the tribe. The Korowai were only discovered by the outside world in the 1970s. Their lives are not easy. Rainforest living demands constant resilience, but their deep connection to their land, their sky-high homes, and their ancestral beliefs remind us of the beauty and difference. In a world racing toward the future, the Korowai remain suspended literally and culturally between the earth and the heavens. Before that, they lived completely isolated, preserving an ancient lifestyle shaped by the dense jungle around them. Hunting, fishing, and foraging are their ways of life. Men hunt wild pigs, cassowaries, and birds using bows and arrows carved from bamboo, while women gather sago, their staple food, from the sago palm, scraping its starch and roasting it into flatbread. The Korowai also have a reputation shrouded in myth and controversy. In the past, they were associated with ritual cannibalism targeting individuals accused of witchcraft, known as kukua. Since contact with outsiders, some families have moved into government-built settlements along rivers, where they now wear modern clothes and attend school. But many still cling to the high tree houses and traditional ways, wary of losing their identity to the creeping tide of modernization. While modern reports vary and some believe it has faded with outside influence, this part of their history has made the Korowai the subject of intense curiosity and often sensational storytelling. Their art is functional hand-carved tools, bark cloth clothing, and intricate tattoos that carry family stories. When a treehouse is built, it's a community event. Men climb trees like acrobats, tying each piece with vines, while women sing songs that bless the new home. Yet at their core, they are a spiritual and communal people. They believe the forest is alive with spirits, and every tree, mountain, and river has a soul. What's extraordinary about the Korowai is how swiftly their world is changing. Their language, passed down orally, has no written form. To visit the Korowai is to step into a world untouched by time. The next tribe is the Himba, found in the sun-scorched deserts of northern Namibia. The Himba people are known around the world for their stunning appearance, skin glowing in shades of red, elaborate braided hairstyles, and minimal but symbolic clothing. Known as achais, this mixture of butterfat and powdered red stone protects their skin from the harsh sun and insects. But it's also a symbol of pride, femininity, and identity. At the heart of each village lies the Okaruo, the sacred ancestral fire. It must never go out. The flame is a bridge between the living and the dead, tended by the male head of the household, who communicates with ancestors through ritual and smoke. Dreams and omens guide their decisions, and naming a child is a deep spiritual process. They believe a person's name is heard by the mother long before the child is born. Women apply it to their skin and hair, often mixed with aromatic herbs. In a society that seems male-led, women are the cultural anchors. Their resilience in the face of drought, pressure, and modern encroachment is a powerful reminder. Culture is not just about clothing or language, it's about connection, identity, and survival. They preserve language, pass on oral history, and keep traditions alive in every gesture from grinding ochre to plaiting hair. It's said that the red color represents the earth and blood, two powerful elements of life. But these visual signatures go far beyond beauty. They carry deep cultural meaning and spiritual purpose. Cattle are more than food. They are status, currency, and connection. A man's wealth is counted in cows, and marriages are arranged through bride price paid in livestock. Daily life revolves around tending the animals, gathering firewood, and maintaining the homestead. What makes the Himba truly extraordinary is the red ochre paste they apply daily. The Himba are semi-nomadic pastoralists, moving with their herds of cattle and goats in search of grazing land. The Himba live in small, circular villages called kraals, surrounded by fences made of thorny branches. Despite their isolation, the Himba are surprisingly aware of the modern world. Some now use mobile phones and interact with tourists, but they remain fiercely protective of their customs. Women especially uphold the traditions, from their distinctive hairstyles that signal age and status to their avoidance of water for bathing. Instead, they use smoke baths, letting aromatic herbs smolder in a clay pot and bathing in the rising steam. Religion, family, and ancestry are central. The Himba believe in a god called Mukuru, but worship is mostly done through ancestors who act as intermediaries. What's uncommon and truly beautiful is the strength of Himba women. In a fast-changing Africa, the Himba remain one of the few tribes holding tight to their ancestral ways. The fifth tribe is the Mentawai. Deep in the lush rainforests of Siberut Island, Indonesia, lives a tribe whose appearance tells a story older than written history, the Mentawai people. Known for their full-body tattoos, sharpened teeth, and loincloths made of bark, the Mentawai don't just survive in nature, they live as one with it. They believe that everything has a soul, the animals, the trees, even the tools they carve. These structures sit deep in the forest, accessible only by canoes or hours of walking through muddy jungle trails. Teeth are filed to sharp points in a ritual seen as a mark of beauty and spiritual strength. Their tattoos, made with natural ink and thorn needles, aren't just for decoration. They tell stories of identity, status, and the stages of life. Each line and dot is a message passed down through generations. Nonprofits, anthropologists, and even documentary filmmakers have teamed up with elders and shamans to document stories, rituals, and survival knowledge before they vanish. The tribe is also beginning to lead ecotourism projects, offering a way for the outside world to learn from them rather than erase them. Inside the One, shamans known as Saikore play a central role not just in healing the sick, but in maintaining harmony between humans and spirits. They are living testaments to the harmony possible between humans and the earth, a reminder that progress doesn't always mean walking away from the forest, but sometimes returning to it. Covered in elaborate tattoos and adorned with feathers and beads, the Saikore dance, chant, and enter trances to communicate with the unseen. When one spirit is disturbed or out of balance, sickness follows. This spiritual view of nature shapes their entire way of life. Using poison-tipped arrows and blowpipes, they hunt monkeys and wild pigs. They grow sago, bananas, and taro, and they harvest from the rainforest with incredible precision, knowing exactly which plants heal, which ones kill, and which ones nourish. For the Mentawai, life is not separated from the forest. Their homes, called Uma, are long wooden houses raised on stilts and shared by extended families. One of the most visually striking aspects of the Mentawai is their body modification. The Mentawai are expert hunters, fishermen, and gatherers. But this ancient culture faces modern threats. Logging, palm oil plantations, and tourism are encroaching on their land, slowly pulling them toward a world they never asked to join. Some younger Mentawai are leaving the forest for city life, while others are fighting to keep their traditions alive. Efforts are now underway to protect their culture. The Mentawai may seem like a people frozen in time, but they are anything but. The sixth tribe is the Dogon, high on the sandstone cliffs of Mali's Bandiagara escarpment, lives a tribe whose knowledge of the stars has mystified scientists for decades, the Dogon people. Known for their intricate mud brick architecture, elaborate masked dances, and sacred beliefs, the Dogon are not just a tribe, they are storytellers of the cosmos. What sets the Dogon apart isn't just their rich culture, but their ancient knowledge of astronomy, specifically their awareness of the Sirius star system, including Sirius B, a star invisible to the naked eye and only confirmed by scientists in the 20th century. The Dogon, however, have known about it for centuries. They describe its dense mass, its orbit, and even refer to a third star, Sirius C, which some astronomers now suspect exists. How did they know? Oral tradition says the knowledge was passed down by Nemo amphibious sky beings who came from Sirius. Are these ancient myths? Coincidence? Or echoes of knowledge we've yet to fully understand? That's the mystery that has made the Dogon legendary among researchers and spiritual seekers alike. They grow millet, sorghum, and onions, and they store their harvest in tall cylindrical granaries perched along cliffsides. But many Dogon resist the erosion of their customs, choosing instead to preserve their language, rituals, and celestial wisdom. They live in harmony with the land, guided by their priests and elders, who uphold both the visible and invisible laws of life. Their connection to the cosmos doesn't end with stars, it flows into every aspect of life. Dogon villages are laid out to mirror the cosmic order. Granaries represent celestial bodies. Every ritual, dance, and mask tells a story about creation, death, rebirth, and the spirit world. But within the tribe, these aren't art pieces. They're sacred symbols, tools to communicate with the invisible world. One of the most powerful expressions of Dogon culture is the Dhamma ceremony, a traditional funeral rite meant to guide the souls of the dead safely to the afterlife. Dancers wear towering Kanaga masks, jump and whirl in clouds of dust, imitating ancestors, animals, and spirits. The music is intense, the movement hypnotic. It's not just a performance, it's a spiritual release. Dogon art is equally iconic. Their wood carvings, especially their masks and door panels, are seen in museums around the world. Despite the external fascination with their knowledge, the Dogon people remain deeply grounded in farming and tradition. Today, the Dogon face pressure from tourism and modernization. Some villages now see more camera flashes than starlight. In a world driven by satellites and science, the Dogon remind us that ancestral knowledge passed through drumbeats and starlit stories can be just as profound. They are living proof that science and spirituality, earth and sky, can exist not in conflict but in conversation. The seventh tribe is the Ainu. Hidden in the northernmost reaches of Japan on the island of Hokkaido, and parts of Sakhalin and the Coral Islands live the Ainu, an indigenous tribe whose ancient roots predate Japanese civilization. Once thought to be extinct, the Ainu are now reclaiming their identity, voice, and sacred traditions. The Ainu live close to nature, seeing no separation between the physical and spiritual world. To them, everything from bears and owls to trees, rivers, and fire had a spirit, a kamai. This deep reverence for nature shaped their way of life. Their garments are adorned with spiral and geometric patterns, believed to ward off evil spirits. These designs carry generations of knowledge, passed from mother to daughter in every stitch. During Japan's Meiji era, they were stripped of their land, forbidden from practicing their customs, speaking their language, or performing rituals. Their very identity was forced into silence. They didn't conquer the land, they listened to it. These chants could last hours, reciting the deeds of gods, animals, and ancestors in poetic rhythm. One of the most sacred creatures to the Ainu is the brown bear, known as Kimin Kamai. Every year they perform the Iomante ceremony, where a bear cub was raised with care and love, then ceremonially sent back to the gods through a ritual release believed to maintain balance between the human and spiritual worlds. In 2019, Japan officially recognized the Ainu as an indigenous people, sparking renewed efforts to preserve their language, heritage, and pride. The Ainu people are easily recognized by their distinctive tattoos, especially around the lips and arms, and their traditional Addis clothing made from tree bark fiber. Ainu language is completely different from Japanese. It has no written form and was passed on orally through songs, storytelling, and epic chants called yukar. For centuries, the Ainu were marginalized and oppressed. But the Ainu spirit never truly disappeared. Today, thanks to cultural revival movements and legal recognition, the Ainu are rising again. In places like Upapoi, younger generations are reconnecting with their roots, learning traditional dances, instruments like the tonkori, and the stories that once echoed through the forests of their ancestors. What makes the Ainu extraordinary isn't just their struggle to survive, but their refusal to forget. In a country where conformity often rules, the Ainu remind us that there is beauty in difference and strength in remembering who you are. Their history may have been silenced, but today, the Ainu drum once again beats in rhythm with the land, the ancestors, and the future. The eighth tribe is the Himba, in the scorching heat of northern Namibia. Where the earth glows red and the air tastes like dust, lives a people who walk with ancient pride. The Himba, often referred to as the Red People. The Himba are instantly recognizable by their striking appearance. Their skin and hair are coated in a deep red paste called achais, made from butterfat, red ochre, and aromatic herbs. But this isn't just for beauty, it's their identity, their sunscreen, and their sacred connection to the earth. A man's wealth is measured by the number of cows he owns, and nearly every major life decision from marriage to burial is tied to these animals. From braided dreadlocks laced with ochre to shell necklaces and iron bracelets, every adornment speaks louder than words. Cows are more than livestock, they're family, dowry, and legacy. To the Himba, red symbolizes life, blood, and the bond with Mother Earth. The Himba are a semi-nomadic pastoralist tribe, and cattle are at the very core of their lives. Himba women are the guardians of tradition. Their intricate hairstyles and jewelry aren't just fashion, they tell stories of age, status, and family history. There's no electricity, no phones, but there is music, laughter, and community. Marriage among the Himba is arranged, often from a young age. Polygamy is common, and extended families live in kraals, circular homesteads surrounded by a fence with a sacred fire at the center. That fire is not just warmth, it is spiritual energy. It connects the Himba to their ancestors, known as the Okaruo. Each morning and night, the fire is tended, and smoke rises as a bridge between the living and the dead. They face droughts, land pressure, and the influence of modern culture. Yet the Himba have managed to preserve their customs fiercely and proudly, often refusing to adopt Western clothing or abandon their traditional practices. No decision is made without consulting ancestral spirits. Despite their remote location, the Himba are not untouched by the outside world. What's extraordinary about the Himba is their resilience, their ability to live in one of the most hostile environments on Earth while maintaining joy, beauty, and deep spiritual connection. Women rise before dawn to tend cattle, collect water, and prepare meals from millet and goat's milk. And while outsiders may see the ochre-covered skin and bare chests as exotic, the Himba see it as sacred armor, a celebration of their roots, and a declaration, we are still here. In a world spinning toward uniformity, the Himba stands still, bold, proud, and painted in the colors of their ancestors. The ninth tribe is the Kalash. Hidden deep in the Chitral Valley of Pakistan, surrounded by the towering peaks of the Hindu Kush, lives a tribe unlike any other in South Asia. The Kalash people, known for their vibrant clothing, pagan beliefs, and mysterious ancestry, the Kalash are a cultural gem preserved in time. The Kalash are just around 4,000 people, making them one of the smallest ethnic minorities in Pakistan, but their customs are incredibly rich. And shomos, which involves singing, dancing, and rituals that go back thousands of years. During these festivals, women wear elaborate headdresses decorated with cowrie shells, beads, and coins, and everyone dresses in bright hand-woven robes, creating a breathtaking contrast against the rugged mountain terrain. What truly sets them apart is their religion, polytheistic and animistic, rooted in nature worship. They live in harmony with their environment and give offerings to keep the balance between the human and spiritual world. Despite being protected by the Pakistani government, the Kalash struggle to preserve their beliefs in an increasingly homogeneous world. Their music echoes through the valleys, Their dances swirl in circles under starry skies, and their spirits remain unbroken. There have been concerns about forced conversions and loss of land rights, and you just might step into a celebration that's been happening for centuries. They also practice purity codes called pragata, which dictate everything from birth and death to food preparation and menstruation. Women during their period, for example, must live in a separate home known as the bashalini, considered impure for that time. Their continued survival is not just a cultural matter, it is a testament to human resilience and the beauty of difference. While the majority of Pakistan is Muslim, the Kalash believe in a pantheon of gods and spirits similar to ancient Indo-European traditions. They celebrate with seasonal festivals like Joshi, Usho. The Kalash believe that everything in nature has a spirit, the trees, rivers, and even stones. Their language, Kalashaman, is part of the Dardic branch of Indo-Aryan languages, and it's not mutually intelligible with other local tongues. Some scholars believe the Kalash might be descendants of Alexander the Great's soldiers, though others argue they are remnants of ancient Indo-Aryan tribes. Whatever their true origins, one thing is certain: the Kalash are a living relic of a forgotten world. But their way of life is under threat. Modern development, cultural pressure, and religious conversion have all chipped away at their numbers and identity. Still, the Kalash remain joyful and deeply connected to their roots. In a region often associated with conflict and conservatism, the Kalash are a reminder of diversity, color, and freedom of belief. So if you ever find yourself wandering the valleys of northern Pakistan, listen for the drums, follow the laughter. The 10th tribe is the Awa. Deep within the dense, green heart of the Amazon rainforest in Brazil lives a tribe so elusive they've been called the Ghost People. The Awa are one of the last nomadic hunter-gatherer tribes in the world, and perhaps the most endangered. For them, the rainforest is not just a home, it is a living relative. They refer to trees, rivers, and animals as part of their extended family. They hunt with handmade bows and arrows and gather fruits, nuts, and honey. The Awa are quiet, quick-footed, and experts at disappearing into the jungle, hence their nickname. Every tree they climb, every animal they hunt, every bird they hear has meaning. What makes the Awa truly extraordinary is their deep spiritual connection with the forest. Roads are cut into the forest, cattle ranches expand, and the Awa's ancient territory shrinks. These groups are especially vulnerable. Diseases like the flu or measles, common to us, can be deadly to them. A single encounter can wipe out an entire clan. In some areas, efforts to reforest and restore balance are slowly taking shape. They are often seen with their closest companions, monkeys, not as pets but as adopted family. In 2012, a video of an Awa man weeping beside a bulldozed tree went viral. That moment became a symbol of a people crying for their forest, their past, and their future. When a monkey's mother is killed for food, Awa families raise the orphan like one of their own, often breastfeeding them alongside their human children. Once grown, the monkey returns to the forest, but the bond remains. Their lifestyle is purely nomadic. They move frequently, building small shelters called taparis from palm leaves and branches. But their world is vanishing. Illegal loggers and land grabbers continue to invade and destroy the rainforest, even in protected zones. Despite court orders and government pledges, enforcement remains weak. Some Awa remain uncontacted, choosing to live without any outside interaction. Others have chosen limited contact and live in protected reserves, but the threat is always near. Yet, there is hope. Organizations like Survival International have been fighting for the Awa's rights, pushing for the eviction of illegal loggers and for better protection of indigenous lands. The Awa's message is clear: if the forest dies, we die too. They remind us that the rainforest isn't just the lungs of the earth. It is a home, a soul, and a living heartbeat for entire civilizations. The Awa don't write history books. They don't have monuments or machines. But they hold a wisdom that can teach the world how to live with the earth, not just on it. As the modern world moves faster, the Awa stand still, silent, fragile, and powerful in their simplicity. But for how long? We've just journeyed across rainforest, deserts, mountains, and frozen lands, uncovering 10 ancient tribes still living in harmony with nature. From the sky-high homes of the Korowai to the stargazing wisdom of the Dogon and the bold beauty of the Wudabay, these tribes aren't stuck in the past. They are living testaments to where we all came from. As the modern world rushes forward, these people remind us of something powerful. You can live simply and still live meaningfully. Which tribe amazed you the most? Comment below and tell us why. If you're new here, hit like, share, and subscribe for more untold stories that pull back the veil on the world's hidden cultures. This is the Curious Veil, where wonder never ends. Until next time, stay curious.